Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
WWE WrestleMania 41 is underway. The first of the two-night extravaganza is now over, and the show featured numerous big matches and even a handful of title changes. The main event of the night saw CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns clash in a triple threat match. Meanwhile, the opening contest of the night featured Jey Uso challenging Gunther for the coveted World Heavyweight Championship. Main event: Jey Uso won the Men's Royal Rumble match to earn the title opportunity, and things got extremely personal on the road to WrestleMania. Gunther blooded Jey's twin brother Jimmy and routinely mocked Uso, but ultimately lost to the YET Master. Below are 3 mistakes Triple H shouldn't make with Jey Uso as WWE World Heavyweight Champion. 3. He shouldn't hold the WWE World Heavyweight Championship for too long. Much to the fans' delight, Jey Uso is the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. The title was reintroduced a little under 2 years ago. Since that time, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and Gunther have all held the coveted prize. While Drew McIntyre's reign was infamously short, the other runs with the gold were all fairly substantial. Rollins held the belt for almost a year. Damian held it from WrestleMania until WWE SummerSlam. Gunther held the gold from SummerSlam until tonight. While those longer reigns are great, it would be a mistake for Triple H to book Jey Uso in the same way. As a wrestler, Jey is more limited than a Gunther or a Seth Rollins. As a character, he is an excellent underdog who gets knocked down, but then always gets back up. Jey should not have a long run with the World Heavyweight Championship. Instead, it would be most ideal for him to lose the belt in relatively quick fashion and then fight to win the gold again. 2. Jey Uso can't just revert back to being happy all of the time. Jey Uso is a great pro wrestler, especially when it comes to character work and cutting promos. During the Bloodline saga, Jey was one of the most pivotal characters, thanks to the emotion he routinely brought to the various stories at play. However, there are some fans who are critical of Jey's evolution in WWE. Some aren't a fan of the eats or of his flashy entrance. There is a feeling among some in the audience that he overly relies on these traits and uses them as a crutch. That partially changed during the feud with Gunther. Jey, having seen Jimmy Uso get destroyed by the Ring General, was emotional and serious on Monday Night Raw. Fans, even those critical of Jey, seem to love that direction. It is imperative that Triple H and World Wrestling Entertainment avoid having Jey just always be the smiling eater. He needs the character depth and emotional struggle that fans connect with. It would be a mistake to erase the progress made and go back to a somewhat generic happy-go-lucky personality. 1. He needs to leave the bloodline behind him. While Jey Uso's best work in his entire career arguably came through the Bloodline saga, it is worth noting that his story within the group began in 2020. That is around 5 years ago. In WWE years, that's practically a lifetime. He had stellar programs and major moments with Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Jimmy Uso, Paul Heyman, and Solo Sikoa, among others over the course of those 5 years. Still, it has all been done. If Jey Uso as World Heavyweight Champion will be successful, Triple H and WWE needs to avoid having it become another chapter in the Bloodline story. If he just feuds with Jimmy, Roman, or Solo, it won't allow Jey to stand on his own 2 feet, and it will feel like retreading old ground. Instead, Jey should have fresh opponents and fresh stories. If the company doesn't have enough fresh opponents and stories lined up, that is even more reason to have Uso drop the title in quick fashion, as outlined earlier in this article. For over a decade, Jey Uso was known as one half of one of the most dominant tag teams in WWE history. But in 2024, he shattered expectations, silenced doubters, and claimed his spot at the top by winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. It was a moment of poetic justice. After years of being in the shadows of Roman Reigns and being torn between family and freedom, Jey stood tall as main event Jey Uso, no longer just a brother or a cousin, but the guy. Now, the ball is in Triple H's court. With Jey holding the title that represents Raw's highest honor, the game has a chance to redefine what the red brand is all about. But one wrong move could send Jey's reign spiraling, undoing all the hard work and organic support he's gained. Here are 3 mistakes Triple H absolutely cannot make if he wants Jey's title reign to be legendary, and not a forgotten experiment. Mistake number 1, turning Jey Uso heel too soon. Jey Uso is currently white hot with the fans. His rise wasn't just manufactured in a boardroom, it was built off real emotions, family drama, pain, and perseverance. The WWE Universe has seen him manipulated by Roman Reigns, gaslight by the bloodline, and nearly broken before rising like a phoenix. He earned the crowd's respect. Turning Jey heel would be like extinguishing that fire before it fully ignites. Yes, WWE loves its shock moments, but not all swerves are good swerves. A forced heel turn, especially one that puts him back under Roman's thumb or makes him turn on someone like Sami Zayn, would feel like regression. It would scream we don't know what to do with him, instead of we believe in him. If anything, now is the time to let Jey stand on his own. Let him carve out a legacy different from Roman's tyrannical rule. Let the kids in the crowd cheer for the underdog who beat the odds, not boo a man who sold out just because creative needed a twist. Mistake number 2, feeding him to a part-timer or legend. If Triple H books Jey Uso to drop the title at the next premium live event to a part-time legend, say, someone like Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, or even The Rock on a nostalgia run, it would be devastating to his credibility. Nothing crushes a new champion's momentum faster than being sacrificed at the altar of a returning megastar. The entire point of giving Jey the World Heavyweight Championship is to build the future, not relive the past. He's not a transitional champ. He's a symbol of WWE's new era, one where loyalty is tested, hearts are broken, but redemption is still possible. Triple H should resist any temptation to pop ratings or create a one-time WrestleMania moment by having Jey squashed. Jey's first few defenses need to be meaningful and built around storytelling, not just shock value. Give us battles against Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, and maybe even a rematch with Cody Rhodes. Build a tapestry around him, not a tombstone. Mistake number 3, ignoring the bloodline fallout. Jey's championship win isn't just about him, it's the culmination of the bloodline saga. It's the reward for surviving the mind games of Paul Heyman, the beatdowns by Solo Sikoa, and the betrayal of Jimmy Uso. It's closure for the fans who have watched him suffer in silence for years. To ignore that would be a catastrophic creative oversight. Triple H must lean into the emotional baggage that Jey still carries. Imagine the tension if Roman Reigns shows up on Raw unannounced and the arena goes silent. Imagine if Jimmy, remorseful and broken, begs for forgiveness while holding Jey's title in his hands. Or if Solo, now flanked by Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu, threatens to invade Raw and take what he believes belongs to the bloodline. The World Heavyweight Championship is now a battleground not just for gold, but for power, legacy, and family pride. That story writes itself, and it would be a shame to pretend like Jey's arc started at Payback 2024 instead of back in 2020. Let Jey struggle with the scars the bloodline left on his soul. Let him confront Paul Heyman backstage with nothing but a stare. Let Roman send warning messages through third parties. And when the time is right, maybe even next WrestleMania, let it all explode in one final war between the old bloodline and Jey's newfound independence. Bonus, what Triple H should do instead. Give Jey a survivor's edge. Jey doesn't need to win every match clean. Let him be crafty. Let him show the emotional wear and tear of being champion. He should be a fighting champ, not a flawless one. Let the kids eat. Jey should defend against rising stars, Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov. Show that the World Heavyweight title is about the future, not just main event names. Build to a dream feud with Cody Rhodes. Cody and Jey are brothers in arms. Their eventual fallout will be heartbreaking. But that's what makes it compelling. Don't rush it, let it simmer. Final thoughts. Triple H is a master at long-term storytelling. But even the best can stumble if the wrong pressures push the narrative off course. Jey Uso's rise is a rare, lightning-in-a-bottle moment in WWE history. It's authentic, earned, and emotionally resonant. The WWE Universe isn't asking for perfection. They're asking for a champion they can believe in, and right now, that's Jey Uso. Triple H just needs to steer the ship carefully and avoid the obvious icebergs. Let Jey thrive. Let him bleed, fight, and grow. Don't rush the payoff. Don't silence the crowd. Because main event Jey Uso isn't just a nickname anymore. It's a movement. Let me know if you'd like a follow-up piece on who his first 3 challengers should be or how Roman could factor in later.